एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरभਉ निर्वैर अकाल मूरत अजूनी सैभं गुरप्रसाद। धन धन गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी महाराज, धन गुरु गोबिंद सिंह साहिब सच्चे पातशाह, गुरु नानक गुरु गोबिंद सिंह साहिब नदर करनी हजूर। हवाए बंदगी अवर दर वजूद मरा, वगरना ज़ौके चुनी आमदैन नमूद मरा। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। Sorry to be late for this session, but we had some glitches in setting up the Zoom session. I am going to proceed in English. If there is anyone who is, if more people want Punjabi, then I will translate in Punjabi as I proceed. Today we are here to discuss about Guru. Do we need a Guru? What is Guru? What is the concept of Guru? And what is the spiritual journey? What are we really discussing when we talk about a spiritual quest? If you translate the spirit in Indian mythology, in Indian terms, you will say Atma. So the knowledge of the spirit is the knowledge of the Atma. And this is a journey which gets triggered. Why? We are seeking something. What is the reason we are seeking? And why is this dichotomy in our own mind, this divisiveness, this divided aspect of our mind, which is troubling us to seek something? There is a sort of incompleteness in the paradigm where we live. Something is always missing. And if everything is there, there is still something troubling us, the insecurity of when it will change. When will it all become different? The fear takes over. So a very learned Sufi says, don't gather too much wealth, otherwise your whole life will go away looking after that wealth. In olden times, in 18th century, the Sikhs never used to ask for too much wealth. They used to say, just let my langar, my kitchen run. So when we talk about spirituality, when we talk about this aspect of the Atma, we need to understand then who am I? Who is seeking this? So we seek this, we seek something because we are already incomplete in a sense. We are feeling it in our subconscious. We may not be feeling so much in the conscious level because too much is happening on the conscious level. We are looking after our family, running our life, and in today's world, too much energy goes into the sustainability of I am, how to sustain my life, and the fears, the expectations, the disappointments, that takes over our entire mind creation. We live through our mind. But then this mind by itself is divided because creation is divisive. It has to be divisive for it to exist. In the Asa Diwar, Guru Nanak talks about Doye Kudrat Sajiye. In duality, the creation exists. And there is a reason for that. If we go seeking good in this world, we will ask what is good. And the answer will be that which is not bad. If we go seeking right in this world, then we need to ask what is right. And the answer will be that which is not correct. So that which is not right needs to define what is right. That which is bad needs to define good. So creation by itself rests on the pillars of duality. Otherwise we will not be able to find what is creation. Everything will be the same color. The mind has varied colors. The mind is infinite colors. But creation rests on three pillars: in seeing, the seer, and the seen. These are three. Similarly, in every other aspect. So, if I am in this world of duality, then I am the third person. I am how the three are defined. So, the three keeps coming back in creation. When we talk of spirituality, this three will keep coming back. In Christianity, in Hinduism, there is always this paradigm of three. And the three is life. The three is how life exists. I am doing and something is being done or seen, the activity of it. The two aspects on which I see, the good and bad, and me. This is the three. So, in the gunas, when we talk about the guna, we talk about traguna. So, three gun, rajas, tamas, satas. So, rajas and tamas, and these are the gunas. So, the three gunas exist. So, who am I in this whole creation? First, we need to understand this. So, I am an entity who has come into creation through life form, through birth. And this entity takes its form through the ego. And when we take birth through ego, then I have reinforced the ego right from my young age. When I am born, I am given a name. But before I am given a name, am I or am I not? I still am. So there is someone there even before there is a name. But I reinforce that I am by giving myself an identity, and then I build that identity. I educate myself. I have a family, I have friends, I have a circle, I have subjects I'm interested in, I have likes and dislikes, I have places I want to go or not go, things I want to do or not do. These are all within the paradigm of the ego. So the Guru has clearly talked about this in the Asadivar, when Guru Nanak says that everything about creation has to do with me, with the ego. And this ego, this me, is all I know about life. I don't know anything beyond that. So the debate of Guru or not having a Guru, the debate of spirituality, the debate of Atma, is explored by this I. And this I is a constantly changing phenomena. Heraclitus, a Greek philosopher, said, the man can never enter the same river twice. For it's a changing river and it's a changing man. We are all changing every day, every second, and we are only aware of change throughout our lives. We do not know unchanging. Everything we touch, feel, see, do, think, debate, talk, everything is changing. Now that by itself makes our environment very unstable. We do not know an unchanging mind. We only know changing mind. We only know constant change throughout life. We only know life through change. So if I am unhappy, I am already unhappy. But if I am happy, then I am insecure because I know change is my paradigm and happiness will become sorrow. So in this paradigm of the duality, happiness and sorrow live together. In the Greek mythology, there is a story in which he says that happiness and sorrow were two very good friends, and they fought very badly and they went to God. So the Greeks tell their parables in these story forms, and this one story is about happiness and sorrow, and he says they fought together and went to God, and since they were not able to reconcile, God tied their feet, one left foot with the other's right foot. There in this parable he says, you can be sure if you are sitting with happiness, unhappiness is not far away. If you are sitting with unhappiness, happiness is not far away. So they live together. Bhagat Kabir says, Sukh mangat, dukh agal aaye. So sukh hame na mangya paaye. I ask for happiness and dukh comes with it. So I do not ask for this happiness. I don't trade in this happiness. Remember that in spirituality, the paradigm of temporary, the paradigm of that which is only for some time, the paradigm of that which is not forever, has no real value. Atma is forever. The body is not forever. So body has its value in its terms, in its place, in its plane. But in the absolute context, it's a utility. Life is an opportunity. It's a chance. Pahi prapat manuk de huriya, gobind milan ki hai teri bariya. Avar kaaj tere kite nakam, mil saad sangat paj keval naam. So if we are aware that we are in this insecure environment, then we are already divided in our whole constitution. We are already conflicted within ourselves. We are already insecure. And we are looking for permanent happiness. We are looking for happiness which will never go away. It doesn't exist in this plane. Now that itself is a bigger conflict. We are looking for something which doesn't exist where we are looking for it. The debate of Guru in Indian text has been settled long, long ago. But in the recent times, one of the explorers into spiritual avenue, Judo Krishnamurti, started a very powerful dialogue on the fact that there is no need for a guru. Where he said this guru concept is a way of how we cheat ourselves, how we block ourselves from exploring the mind, how we do not need the guru, but we create a guru for our insecurities. So this is something which we will look at today. We will like to explore this aspect of guru, who is guru, and what is this guru concept. Spirituality, we are seeking this because we are unhappy. We are seeking this because we are not content with temporary happiness. That's the reason we speak permanence. So the world over, we are seeking a permanent life. We are seeking a life forever. Doesn't that show what we are looking for? We are looking for happiness, and we are looking for happiness forever. We are not looking for a temporary happiness. We are not looking for a few hours, a few days. This is the conflict we are living in. And the moment we realize this, subconsciously, it triggers something within us which says, then what is life about? Is this all that there is in life? And that has its reasons. That trigger within our mind has its reasons. That trigger within us has its own stimulations, reasons for why we are seeking it. Now, we are looking for this happiness. We are looking for permanent happiness in an environment where there is nothing which is permanent. So today, humanity is seeking life forever as a first aspect of I will never die, which is a dichotomy. The moment we take away death from life, life will also go away. If we have forever to do what we have to do, if we have forever to look for what we have to look for, then we will never look for it. So this is a duality. The birth and death live together. Where there is birth, there will be death. Where there is death, there will be birth. So it's the aspect of changing mind. This whole creation is configured through the mind, through our mind space. So within the ego and the spirit, within the Atma and the Main, there is this bridge of the mind, the Man. And the understanding of the mind, the understanding of the Man, is the road towards what we are seeking, if there is such a thing as permanent happiness. We will explore that. So the ego mind is what is seeking permanent happiness. The ego mind knows only change, and the ego mind knows only that which it is conditioned through. What does this mean, conditioned through? Whatever we have learnt, whatever we have been taught, whatever we have observed, whatever we have known, is known through the observations of life, through how we observe life, through how we have known life. Whatever that there is that we have learnt, whatever that there is that we have understood, is come through our senses. The hear, seeing, touch. It's not beyond that. So it's all a defined paradigm. Everything that I know, everything that I have observed, everything that my experience is, that is all that is me. That I is being created from that. If you really observe that I is only a collection of everything which I have experienced. It actually is more than that, but I don't know that. I only know that aspect of me which has been my experience of life. So that is the conditioned mind. Conditioning that environment I am in, that has taught me who I am. That has created who I am. So if I have a car and I take the car apart and I say, this is the wheel of the car, is this the car? You will say, no, that's the tire, that's the wheel. This is the engine, is this the car? You will again say, no, that's not the car, that's the engine, it's part of the car. So if I take the whole car apart, where will the car be? Just like that, this me is a collection of lot of circumstances. Now, here is where we try and understand things better. Everything which I am is a conditioned mind created by circumstances. Who am I really? A fathom of circumstances, a collection of lot of things which happened, and those which are constantly changing. So who am I, if that can be defined? There is no such definition which will happen. You will constantly come on the changing aspect of me and you say, every second this person is changing. But I am seeking that which is undefined. All this which I am discussing with you is very clearly defined. It has form, shape, name, identity. So the body, the I am, my knowledge, my awareness, everything is clearly defined. So everything being clearly defined, I am then able to imagine what? I am only able to imagine that which I have experienced. I can't imagine that which is beyond my experience. So if you really look at the colors, where are they coming from? All these huge amounts of colors, paints which we get, they're coming from nature. Millions of shades of color in nature, we copy those and we bring them into our life. There's a medication method called the bioprospecting. We pick up samples of nature and we see, do they work against this illness? We copy them. Like that, everything in my entire mind is coming from my observed mind, my conditioned mind. I am literally a copycat of my circumstances. I can imagine very intense pictures and bring them up. But those imaginations are coming from my observation, or they are coming from a paradigm I am unaware of. That also happens. Like the Eureka moment, where Archimedes goes running. He has a Eureka moment. He's understood something which was not with him. But where is that coming from? That is not coming from the changing mind. A lot of our aspects are coming from the unchanging mind, but we are not aware of them. And in some ways, that's the Guru. And we don't know that we have been taught by some intelligence, by some presence, which we are unaware of. That's what we will call the Guru right now. Who is Guru? For now, I will say Guru is someone who is defining that which is undefined in my life. That's why all this gray area of spirituality, I am completely fabbled who is Guru. I'll try and look for who can talk better, who wears the right clothes, who gives me the right examples, but none of these work. Only a Sant can know who is a Sant. I, who have not experienced spirituality, cannot know the spiritual being. And I have personally known a lot of experiences where people have got fooled and destroyed their lives in their process. Maybe it's a learning experience, but it's intensely painful. It's heartbreaking because you put faith into an individual and you say he or she is my Guru, and a few steps down the road you say it's a big blunder, and by that time you've already given away everything which you want to give away to a Guru in your earnestness to seek that which you don't know what it is. What are we looking for? We don't know. I only know I want security, I want happiness, I want happiness which cannot be taken away from me, but where is that? Where does that exist? I don't know that. So I met someone a few days ago, he says, I'm looking for a Guru, how do I find the Guru? That itself is a problem. Because if we knew who is the Guru, we would be aware of what are the qualities of a Guru. And those are undefined qualities. Those do not come in any paradigm which I have learnt. Unless I have had a past life experience which is spiritual. That can happen. But I am not aware of that. I am no judge of that right now. Incomplete spiritual experiences of the past can only be completed when in the presence of the real Guru, the true Guru. So, do we need a Guru or do we not need a Guru? That is one question which is in front of us. What I am trying to bring up is that a Guru is someone or something or some experience which puts before me that which is beyond my imagination and that which is beyond my doing also. Because I am looking at creation, I am looking at the Creator. Is it not? I am looking at happiness. I don't create happiness. Where does happiness come from? Where is the source of happiness? So the all creation rests on the paradigm of the three, or let me say two, good or bad, high, low, rich, poor, happiness, unhappiness. These are all the reasons for how we know life. If we did not know unhappiness and sorrow, we will not know happiness. So, this aspect of creation, which we are unaware of, where the source of happiness is, where the source of peace is, where the source of stability is. And this should not be something which can be taken away from me. This is the other aspect of it all. Because if it can be taken away from me, then it is not what I am looking for. I am looking for permanent happiness. If it can be taken away, it's not permanent. If someone can intervene, then it is not within my control. It's not within me. It's not in my awareness. So I am looking for this. And this, to my understanding, is my experience of spirituality. The experience of the Atma will come how? The experience of Atma will come through the source of happiness. The creation of happiness is through its source, and the knowledge of Atma or spirit is the awareness of that happiness which exists everywhere. So in Gurbani, Guru says that Naam is everywhere. Hukam is everywhere. And happiness, Anand, is everywhere. There is no place in this creation, there is no part of this creation which is not vibrating in Anand. Bin naame nahi ko tha. And in similar aspect, this creation is within and without me. This happiness and Anand is within and without me, and I am unaware of it. This is my experience of the Creator, comes through this Anand. So in Indian mythology, he calls it Sat Chit Anand. That which is absolutely true never changes. So if it changes, it is not what we are seeking. We are seeking permanent happiness forever. If it is changing happiness, it is not forever. It's not what I am seeking then. So Sat is the definition of Sat being unchanging, forever, stable, same, never changing, and present in continuum. Sito Sita Main Mamai. It is woven within creation. And then this aspect of Anand is unconditional. That is how it becomes Anand. Any happiness which is conditioned to it is subject to its condition. I am happy let me assume, in a post. I am a professor and that makes me happy. But at 65, all professors retire. So my happiness has a time frame, has an end date. So this is not Anand. This is conditional happiness. And when happiness is conditional, it is temporary. And with it lives sorrow. Because the moment that condition goes away, sorrow will come visiting. So someone said, life like that is like a sugar-coated pill. The first bite is very sweet, but the last is very bitter. Because in all of life, we are seeking permanence, and at the same time, life is heading towards its ending all the time. In every second, death is coming closer to me. No matter how much humanity will try and avoid death, death will always be lived if life exists. And I am living in an environment where death is constantly coming closer to me. I can avoid it. That's the whole thing. In this present paradigm of how my mind is structured, I have built the environment around me to avoid thinking about death or unhappiness. Because these are the two things which I hate. I don't want them. So I have entertainment where there is intensity of different emotions, and I leave my present mind and go into an imagined mind. Go and see a movie, or go and see a play, or go and see. This is how we have structured ourselves. So the avoidance of the reality of life is today's structure of life. That itself becomes another problem, because the mind has now created its own space of trying to avoid reality, whereas reality is constantly with us. So in its own time, in its own understanding, our mind will be insecure more and more as it goes on. So we will find those people who have aged will not find much meaning in life, but will hold on to some inner aspects of their liking, and they will intensely hold on to it to avoid thinking of where they are heading. So they become eccentric. Somebody likes to teach something, he will keep doing that because that's the only meaning he found in life. Somebody likes to write some poetry, he will keep doing that in more intense and more. Also, my capacity is vain, so it will be lesser quality than what I have been creating so far. So life by itself is not containing what I am looking for, and that is contained in my spirit, in my Atma. Now, the question to be asked is, if this is what I am seeking, if this is what I want, and it is beyond my doing and beyond my imagination, and that aspect is also not governed by any conditions I am aware of, then how do I get there? How do I go beyond my ego? This is another question which Judo Krishnamurti posed in his talks, and he says, how can there be anything beyond ego? There is nothing beyond ego. Because where I am not, there is nothing. That is one way of looking at it. But there's a very interesting line in Gurbani. He says, Aiman Shakti, Aiman Syo, Aiman Panch Tat Ka Jio. This mind is Shakti, it's a source from a creator. And it is created by the elements, the body, the spirit, the earth, fire, all these elements put together comes the form of body, and the ego takes form in that. So Ahman, the ego mind. But he says, Ahman Lejo, when this mind goes away, ta unman rahe. So there is another mind which comes about. He calls it Unman. Unman word by itself has its root in the yogic tradition. He says, then Unman comes. Ta teen lok ki baatein kahe. Then he gets aware of creation. What is the creator? What is the entire creation? Once he goes beyond the ego mind. Because the ego mind is the defined mind. Ego mind is where everything which I have conditioned myself, which I have learned from life or taught myself, that's all that there is there. That's why Guru Nanak has defined this very clearly in the Asa Diwar, and he says, Pad pad gaddi laddiye. That in this conditioned mind, you keep learning more facts, more figures, but Nanak lekhe ek gal, hor home chakhna chak. But this is only going to empower your ego. But you don't get that one thing, that one aspect which we want to drive ourselves to. So we are in a dichotomy, so to say, we are seeking something which we don't know, but we are doing that which we are empowering our ego with. So our conflict keeps increasing. This is one thing. The other thing is that to leave my ego mind and go into the Unman mind, there needs to be an empowerment beyond me. It cannot be within me. Because in my doing, if creator's source is within my doing, then the doer, the creator is within my reach. I can create him then. But if the creator source is not within my reach, that means some form, some energy, some aspect of creation has to be beyond my ego to make me transcend from my ego mind to non-ego mind. So this is why Guru is necessary in life. And let me define the three forms of Guru, the three planes of Guru, and also bring about what is some core aspect of the Guru. So the Guru is the first Guru is who? Is in the Creator himself is the Guru. The word Guru by itself means Gu is darkness, Ru is removal of. So the remover of darkness is Guru. Darkness is my mind's temporary paradigm. The mind temporarily is in darkness, but its permanence is light. In outer creation, darkness is permanent and light is temporary. मन तो ज्योत स्वरूप है, अपना मूल पहचान. Man the Sarup, Man the mirror image of the mind, Man's form, core form is light. What does light mean? It's the energy vibrant source which is no source by itself, a light without source, which enlightens me, which makes me more aware of an energy source within me which doesn't have any bulb connected to it. So happiness without reason, light without source are the two aspects in how we know the inner mind. Sound without source, anahad. This is the third. Now, Guru, first aspect of the Guru is the primal Guru. The Guru is the Creator himself. And then the form and shape which he gives, which he empowers. So in this case, in our case, in the Guru Granth, Guru talks about Shabad Guru. Shabad itself is also undefined. It cannot be defined in form, shape. It has been defined in the Guru Granth, and that is the defined Guru. But what is the source of that Guru? जैसी में आवे खसम की बाणी तैसड़ा करी ज्ञान बिला लो. So Bani is Guru. Bani Guru, Guru hai Bani, which Bani Amrit Sare. So Guru is the Gurbani which exists in the Guru Granth. And that's the reason this is an immensely powerful ideology, thought process, concept, which Guru Arjan has created with a lot of pain. He has, over his whole life, created, and those times it was called the Pothi Parmeshwar Ka Than. Pothi, which is God's Than, God's resting place, the place where God exists in the Shabad. And Guru used to himself sleep on the ground, keeping the Guru Granth on higher elevated plane. He revered the Bani himself. So, Guru Granth is the defined Guru. If you think you have a Guru who is physical, who you think or you know, who am I to dispute? That is the other aspect. Physical Guru is the third aspect in this paradigm. If you ask, where does Guru Gobind Singh Sahib exist? The Guru himself says, Khalsa mero roop hai khas. Khalse mein ho karo nivas. So the Guru's third paradigm is the Khalsa. So can one person stand up and say, I am Guru? No, that's not what it means. It means the Guru's energy is prevalent in that who is Khalsa, who is living the Khalsa energy. But he cannot call himself the Guru. So, what is the quality of Guru? पूरे गुरते नाम पाया जाए, सतगुर के जन्म में गमन मिटाया. Two aspects which are very dear to qualitative understanding of Guru. Guru will not connect you, he will connect you to the undefined source of happiness, Naam. So we have to go beyond the ego to a mind space which is away from the ego, where Naam exists. And it is qualitative. In the Christianity, they call sometimes the home. Guru calls it Ghar. So in the Atma, in the Man, in the mind space, is a space which is my home, where I exist without my ego, but where Sahaj, peace, love is the fourth aspect of God reflection. Sound was one, happiness, Anand is the other, light is the third, and fourth is love. Unconditional love. And Guru Nanak says, what is the language of God? He says, love is the language of God. Pakhya pao apar. And if he defines meditation, he says, Gaviye suniye man rakhiye pao, dukh par har sukh kar le jaye. Gaviye suniye. When you have absorbed your mind, which mind? Undivided mind, not the dual aspect of mind. प्रभ के सिमरन करो संत मीत, सावधान एकाग्र चित. When we absorb our mind in the Shabad with oneness of the mind, सावधान एकाग्र चित, एक चित, not दो चित. In the world we exist in do chit. We divide our mind and exist in high and low, rich, poor, success, failure. But in this paradigm also love is unconditionally available, like Anand is available. And this is not something for which I have to do anything. It's already there. Like Naam is everywhere. Love is everywhere. Anand is everywhere. It's within and without me, but I am unaware of it. This is what Guru gives us. Pure Gurte Naam Paya Jaye. If a physical Guru has given this to you, I have no issues. But to get there, the third aspect. What second aspect? Mind in its ego form is not alive. It's not alive to its energy. It's not alive to its creator. It's not alive to its reality. It's living it's living like a sleep. It's like dream. So that mind space is dreaming. I am living a dream. This dream can go away the moment my body is gone. This is all gone. It's not really what is permanently there. This is only an opportunity. So, to be aware of this, that this is a dream, takes another spiritual life. It takes a spiritual energy. Guru gives us that. Satgur ke janme gaman mitaya. So, when we meet the Guru, he gives us a new life, which is a spiritual life, and gaman mitaya. Then our wandering ceases. We are wandering, we are seeking something. Surnar munjan amrit khoj de, so amrit gurte paya. So my ego mind gets transformed into an unman with the meeting of the Guru. And here I am focusing on temporarily on Shabad Guru, because the yogis specifically ask Guru Nanak. So here, is physical Guru a must or not? There is an answer here. Kavan mool, kavan matvela, kavan Guru, kiska tu chela? What is the mool, the fundamental thing of creation? What is the vela, this life we have got, what is this for? Kavan Guru kiska tu chela? Who is your Guru and whose chela are you? Guru says, Pavan Aram Satgur Matvela. Pavan, life force is from Pavan, from breath. Meeting the Guru is why we have taken birth. Satgur Matvela. And Guru is Shabad. Shabad Guru Surtatun Chela. So there is one example of creation where no physical Guru exists. And if there is one, then the possibilities are infinite. If Guru Nanak says Shabad is Guru, then there is all the reason that my exploration into Shabad can give me the same experience which my Guru had. And it's the same Shabad. Because the Shabad revealed to Guru Nanak is empowered in the Guru Granth. So, how we do that, how we walk that path, we can explore that some other day. I don't know how much time I have taken, but I would think that we have here understood that the creation and the understanding of creation has to rest on the aspect that my ego cannot find the answers I am seeking. Those answers that I am seeking are beyond the imagination of my ego, beyond the grasp of my ego, and beyond the grasp of me. And that me also is very grey. There is no real way of defining that me. I am the body, I am a changing body. So my body also changes every second. So I am the mind, the conditioned mind, the conditioning, the experiences I go through, that's all that there is in the mind. Whatever we have put in the mind is what comes out. So Guru is the key to trying to understand the source of my creation, source of my creator, source of me. And Guru himself says, Kat hi khojo pai, seek this. Find it within yourself. Bande khoj dil har roz. Every day seek your mind. Na fir pareshani maahe. So the Guru has given us a direction to find the Guru, to find the Shabad Guru, and that's within me. So I need to spend energy, time, dedication to explore that me. And without that understanding of the Guru, this seeking within me is going to be reaching dead ends all the time. And that's also the reason of my unhappiness, because I go in expectation to every second Guru I find, and I come out disappointed. In the short run, long run, it's immaterial. The longer it is, the more painful it will be. So, because it is beyond me, beyond my ego, and I do not know how to go beyond my ego, the Guru is an essential aspect of opening the source of creation to me. In the Guru Granth he says, when we find the Guru, then Trikuti we can leave. Trikuti is here, where all the thought can culminate. So Guru is an essential aspect, and Guru has three paradigms, and the Guru has two qualities which he gives us. He has more, but I have discussed two qualities which are essential to who is Guru. And I cannot know the Guru unless I am also myself spiritually aware of my spirit. No way of knowing that. Only he will know who is himself aware. The rest is all jargon. You don't know how we are assuming it. And unless there is a past life experience which is intensely spiritual and which is carried forward, there can be experiences which come this way, but those are not something which we can talk about in generalities. They happen, they are always there. I end this talk today with what I have submitted to you. I would welcome questions, welcome your understanding of what you think about all this aspect of Guru, and we can explore it further when you ask or we go into these, delve into the questions you put forth. Thank you so much for joining. Look forward to more interactions. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.